All right, Buster Buddies, so we are going to do another shape inside of a shape shirt. And so come along with me and I'll show you how to do it. Welcome YouTube and welcome back to all my Buster Buddies. Hey, it's your big kahuna here, Brad, and this is Brad's Boredom Busters, your tie-dye art channel. And we are going to do another shape inside of a shape shirt. Yep, the last one we did was inspired by one of my viewers, by JC Photo, and it gave me an idea for another one. So the last one was doing a triangle inside a circle. I thought it'd be fun to try doing a circle inside of a diamond. And so that's what we're going to do today. And so let's go over what we need for this project. You're going to need your 100% cotton t-shirt. You need to pre-wash that first, and then soak it in soda ash solution for at least 20 minutes and put it back in your washer and put it on spin to get most of the excess moisture out of it. I've done that. My shirt's waiting for me over here at the work table. The other tools you're going to need for this project, we're going to need sinew to tie it up with. We're going to need a protractor to help lay it out. Also a ruler to draw it out. To do the circle, you're going to need a string to help create the radius, and your washable marker to help lay out both geometric shapes. You'll need a pair of scissors to help cut your sinew, and then you'll need rubber bands when we scrunch up the back of the shirt and help tie it off. And that should about cover everything for this project. So why don't you gather up all your tools together, let's meet over at the work table and get this done. We'll see you there. Okay, Busters, so first thing you want to do, like I say, after you've prepped your shirt, turn it inside out. I've already done that. And then take it by the underarm seams, shake that out, get it laying really flat, because we need to do one thing before we do our normal centering. For this pattern, I want it large, but I don't want it to go further around than your side. So I want to make marks at the absolute side of the shirt. So just like you would centering the shirt, I want to make marks on the side. So like I say, when we do the diamond, it's not too big where it goes around to the back. Okay, and now we want to center the shirt. Okay, so now let's pull the front of the shirt forward, grab your marks. And then take the bottom sleeve and pull it up to the top. That way you end up with a nice symmetrical look to the sleeves. They will match. Alright, so we're all flattened out, get the wrinkles out of the way. So now for this pattern, I want the diamond to be centered on the shirt. So take the bottom hem, bring that up to the collar, and mark that off for that center point. Okay, good. Now this is when we need our protractor. So set it to 90 degrees, put it on this mark, grab your ruler, and use that to extend your 90 degrees out to the edge of the shirt. And you know, I always do this to you guys. I tell you all the tools you need at the beginning, There's always one I forget. Well, not forgot, but just obviously that's not long enough to hit that point and this point. You could eyeball it and step it, or if you have a yardstick available, which I do, then you can use a yardstick just to help lay this out, and that's what I'm going to do. So let me go grab that and I'll be right back. All right, now with yardstick in hand, we can continue. So I think I am going to go an inch below the collar seam and an inch above the hem stitching, and I think an inch in from where the side of the shirt is. And that is going to be my points. So just draw a line from these points. Alright, now for our circle. So take your string, tie a loop in it, to slide that over your washable marker. And let's create our radius, which will be half of our circle. And want enough room so we can get some color in on the diamond. I still want a large radius. I think that'll work. All right. It's almost time to retire this marker. It's getting a little dry. All right, so that is that. So I think we will tie up the circle first, because I am going to attempt a honeycomb tie up on the circle, and then we'll just tie up the diamond kind of normal, and however that pleats scrunch up, that'll be okay. But I did want to do something kind of fun in the middle of it. So, all right, let's get this tied up. Let's do this. If I am doing a honeycomb, I might as well lay it out like a honeycomb. So that means with your protractor, it'll be every 20 degrees, you mark it off. Okay. Then, per usual, for this 18-point honeycomb, then just strike your lines so you have references when you fold it up. Okay, there we go. All right, so like a regular 18-point, take this edge, it comes to the first line, then we take each line and bring those together, so the lines are the high point and in between are the low points of your pleats. Originally, I did want to do a honeycomb in the middle of this shirt, but I hadn't thought about actually doing the 18-point fold on it, and so now that I did change that, I need one more tool or items. I need the small binding clips just to hold this in place as I start pleating this up. So let me grab those, because the binding clips do help hold it in place while you're folding the rest of it, and so it just keeps everything a little neater, and then you don't have to do quite so much work at the end. All right, that's what those are good for, and so I'll probably apply a couple more as I continue. So let's continue the finishing up this fold. And this radius, outside radius line, you want that to be pretty straight when you're finished, so just keep that in mind and keep your eye on that as you put this together. There we go. All right, so that's kind of bound, and so now we just have to get our sinew on, start tying that up. Actually, no. So, yeah, I guess we can start at the point here and work our way to there. I was thinking about binding that up first, and maybe I will, just to kind of hold it in place, and then cut the sinew and then start over here like you normally would for a honeycomb. So I believe that's what I'll do. Because this will help and kind of preserve our circle by binding that up ahead of time. No. Alright, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so now let's start tying up our honeycomb. Okay, so now to tie up a typical honeycomb, so you go diagonally and straight across, diagonally down the back and across the bottom, and then diagonally back up on the front side across your first line, diagonally back to the starting point, and you tighten that up as you go. And then you just keep repeating until you get to the end where you want to stop. So that's what I'll do. Because I know it's kind of hard to see on the video just because my hands have to be in the way so much. I do have a video where I've kind of highlighted how to tie that up more, and I'll try to remember to put that at the end of this video. Alright Busters, well I had to change the battery in the camera, so I thought, hey, I'd get you down a little closer to the action here and maybe you could see a little bit better what I'm doing. So we're just still starting the honeycomb tie-up. That's my honeycomb tie-up, and I'm going to go around the circle just a couple more times to lock that in. There we go. Alright, so that's a circle. Now we get to pleat up the diamond, which may be interesting to do now that we've tied up the circle. But let's give it a go. Let's see if we can open this up. Alright. It's going to be fun. Alright, and just a normal pleating on this. Just do the best you can, because I know it's created some pleats already because of the circle tie-up. But I think we can manage. You just got to make sure you're the boss of the fabric. Don't let the fabric boss you around, right? Let's see what happens. I don't think this is going to be the most beautiful diamond in the world, but whatever. Well, that may not be the most beautiful diamond that you've ever seen once it's finished, but it'll do. It's tie-dye, you never know, you know, you do the best you can. Anyway, but I do think I want to put, actually, I don't know what I want to do. I think we'll grab a couple of my little bitty rubber bands. And tie up both of these little sides here. All right, there we go. All right, so the rest of it is just going to get scrunched up. So let's do that. Okay, there we are. There is our circle inside of a diamond pattern all tied up. As you saw in the title of the video, I am going to ice dye this. Seeing our first pattern was liquid dyed, I thought it would be fun to see what we get if we ice dye this kind of pattern as well. So let me get set up for the ice dye and we'll be right back. We'll see you then. Okay, Buster Buddies, so here we are all set up to do our ice dyeing. I already got my ice dam set up. That's why the clothespins are there. I just made sure that it fit, and so I removed it so it's easier for you to see me applying the dye. Plus, if I had the dam here, it'd be hard to do along the honeycomb fold. So what we're going for today are kind of autumn colors, and so let me run over the colors and then I'll put the lid down in the tub as I'm applying it so you can see what I'm applying when I'm applying it. But we're going to be using today bright yellow, deep yellow, peach, oxblood red, terracotta, amber waves, avocado, and wasabi. And so hopefully we come up with something that's kind of gives you an autumn winter kind of feel when it's finished. Alright, so I'll start applying the dye. Enjoy the music. Okay, Busters, so that's all the dye powder on now. Now we need to apply some dry soda ash. And we do that to help keep the pH proper in the fabric so it accepts the dye, because we're going to be applying a lot of moisture. And I know we have pre-soaked it ahead of time, but this just ensures that it keeps its proper pH levels. And see if we can't keep it on here without knocking off too much dye. Alright, that'll help. Alright, so let me get the ice dam on and grab my ice, and we'll get that applied. So hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, let's get the ice dam on without knocking off too much of the dye. That's always the fun part. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's grab the ice and we'll get that on, and then it'll be set to sit and cure. So hang on, I will grab my ice now. Alright, got my ice. Hopefully we can get the ice down here without knocking off too much of the dye, but I guess we'll start here first. Okay, Busters, that's plenty of ice. Per usual though, I usually do 2 applications of ice just automatically, because in ice dyeing, on certain dye powders, they just don't dissolve completely the first time. And so it helps to put a second application of ice that helps the dye that hasn't dissolve more and penetrate further into dense tie-ups. And so I just normally always do 2 applications of ice. And so then after that second application has melted, then it needs to sit for 24 hours in an environment that's around 70 degrees. So it's November now and too cold for the garage, so it'll sit in the workroom here and cure for 24 hours after the last application of ice has melted. Then after that time, I'll take it out to the laundry sink in the garage and I'll rinse it out. We'll start with cold water to flush out all the soda ash that's in the fabric, and then turn it up to hot to flush out any loose dye that hasn't bonded with the shirt. And then after that, it will go in the laundry. It'll be washed on a hot water cycle with detergent and Synthropol. I have links for all my tools and chemicals in the description below, and so check that out please. And then after it's washed and dried, we'll bring it back in here for the reveal. So we will see you at the reveal. Thanks for watching. Okay, Buster Buddies, so here is our finished circle inside of a diamond. Hey, actually the diamond came out better than I expected. I was really struggling to kind of get it folded up in these areas, and I didn't think my lines would actually be as good as they are. These points came out a little muddy, or just the sinew kind of overlapped a little bit, but hey, you can still see that it's a diamond, so that's cool. And then the circle, it came out pretty good. Actually I'm surprised, and I'll put a link to a video that I did of the honeycomb mandala ice dyed previously, and it came out better in that video than this. I'm not sure why I didn't get good penetration through, other than it's a very, once it's tied up, it's very narrow, and so it's hard to get a lot of dye on there, and it's hard to get a lot of ice in that type of area. So if you want to try this, maybe a suggestion is if you do the same fold to liquid dye the center circle honeycomb, and then you could ice dye the diamond and the rest of the body of the shirt. But beyond that, it's really beautiful. I love all the colors. Yeah, this kind of autumny color scheme is really striking usually. Yeah, I just love kind of how the colors blended. A little bit of color splitting going on here, it looks like. And yeah, just some really deep, rich, beautiful colors. Let me show you the back. It came out very nice too. Very bright and red, and you know, yeah, it's just the colors melding together. They're just really beautiful, and it looks like autumn leaves just laying on the ground on top of each other. You got some greens of grass maybe, and then the leaves laying on the lawn. Yeah, this is really a beautiful, striking color palette. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something new. Like I say, if you give this a try liquid dyeing maybe the center, or ice dye it, and you may have more success than me. But hey, if you like this video and like this shirt, give me a thumbs up. And share my videos around, that really helps me out as well. Alright, well, let's head over to the desk and we'll do our sign off. Thanks for watching. Peace, baby. Okay. I think that project turned out rather nice, but that's just my opinion. But tell me in the comments what you think about it. At least I hope you learned something new in this project. And you know, you made it this far in the video, so why don't you subscribe as well? And give me a thumbs up if you really thought this was cool. And Busters, if you like this video, please share it around. That really helps me out as well. And if you'd like to help out my channel, don't forget about my Buy Me a Coffee page. And also, use my affiliate links. They're in the description below. Peace out, baby. I love all you subscribers. And go have fun tie-dyeing.